If you're over 60, I need you to stop what you're doing and listen carefully because the very exercises you've been told are keeping you strong may actually be silently destroying your heart. Every stretch, every squat, every rep you push through with good intentions could be doing more harm than good. And the scariest part, you might not feel it until it's too late. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to protect you. As a heart doctor with decades of experience treating older adults, I've seen this tragic pattern far too often. Active seniors walk into my clinic looking healthy on the outside, only to discover elevated blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, or signs of heart failure they never saw coming. And in most cases, the cause wasn't poor diet or lack of movement. It was the wrong kind of movement. In this video, I'm going to share 7 specific exercises that could be weakening, not strengthening, your heart after 60. These are exercises many older adults do every day without realizing the hidden danger. Please keep watching because your heart has carried you through a lifetime. Now it's time to learn how to protect it before one wrong move takes it all away. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. High intensity interval training, HIIT, when willpower pushes harder than you're aging. If you're over 60, I need you to hear this clearly. Your heart is not the same heart you had at 30. It's wiser, but it's also more vulnerable. And yet, many seniors, driven by determination, pride, or well-meaning fitness trends, are still engaging in high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. These workouts, which alternate short bursts of intense effort with brief rest, might seem effective, even invigorating. But for an aging cardiovascular system, they can quietly and dangerously push the heart past its limits. Here's what your doctor may not have told you. During HIIT, your heart is forced into sudden surges. The blood pressure spikes. The arteries, often stiffened with age, don't expand as easily. The heart's electrical system, already more fragile, can struggle to keep up. What this means is that HIIT can trigger arrhythmias, irregular heart rhythms, dangerously high blood pressure, and even silent heart strain without any dramatic warning signs. Many older adults chalk up the dizziness after a workout, the pounding in their chest, or the sudden fatigue to just getting older. But it's not aging. It's your heart waving a red flag. I've sat beside too many seniors in the ER who felt fine until they weren't, until one workout, one burst of effort pushed a heart that was quietly compromised too far. These people weren't lazy. They were motivated. They were disciplined. They were trying to do the right thing, but they were following a plan designed for a younger, stronger heart. The truth is, HIIT doesn't make you stronger if it breaks the very engine that keeps you alive. After 60, fitness must change from how hard can I push to how can I protect what matters most. Your heart deserves kindness, not combat. Instead of explosive routines, turn to activities that cooperate with your body, like gentle walking, water aerobics, Tai Chi. These aren't lesser choices. They are smarter ones, quiet but powerful, building stamina without strain. And while overexertion is a clear and immediate danger, what happens inside your body with even the smallest movement can be equally threatening. In fact, the very next exercise on this list is something millions of seniors do every day, thinking it's making them stronger, when it could actually be setting them up for a silent cardiac emergency. Let me explain. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Core crunches and heavy lifting, when strength training turns against your heart. There's a deeply held belief among many older adults that building core strength and lifting weights is the key to staying strong, upright, and independent. And while that belief holds truth, the execution can be deadly, especially if you're over 60 and unaware of the hidden risks that come with certain types of strength training. Every time you do a crunch, a sit up, or lift a heavy weight, your body creates something called intra abdominal and thoracic pressure, a force that builds inside your chest and belly as you strain. When you were young, your heart and blood vessels could handle this surge without much trouble. But as you age, those same vessels become less elastic and your heart becomes more sensitive to sudden changes in pressure. What seems like a simple crunch or one quick lift can trigger a dangerous chain reaction. Blood pressure spikes, oxygen supply is disrupted, and your heart is forced to compensate in real time. I've treated patients, strong, motivated, responsible people, who passed out during a set of crunches. Others developed arrhythmias shortly after what they thought was a light workout. Many never knew that their arteries were stiffened or that silent plaque had built up over the years. And when you add strain on top of an already compromised system, it doesn't matter how careful you think you're being, the heart can only take so much. It's not about avoiding strength training. In fact, you need muscle to protect your joints, prevent falls, and maintain quality of life. But the way you build that strength has to change with your body. It's time to let go of the routines you did in your 40s and 50s. It's time to adapt. Swap the heavy dumbbells for resistance bands. Focus on slow, controlled movements instead of explosive ones. Work with a professional who understands cardiac limitations in older adults. And most importantly, listen to your body, your breath, your heart. Because while these exercises may seem small, the pressure they place on your cardiovascular system is anything but. And the next threat to your heart isn't about movement at all. In fact, it can strike before you even take your first step out the door. And it's something seniors face every single season without even realizing the danger they're in. Let me show you. 3. Exercising in extreme temperatures. When the weather quietly wages war on your heart. Most seniors understand that exercise is essential, but few realize that when and where you exercise can be just as important as how you move, especially when you're over 60 and your heart can no longer handle environmental stress the way it once could. I've seen too many well-meaning older adults step outside for a morning walk on a freezing winter day or decide to garden in the peak of summer heat, not knowing that the very air around them was turning against their heart. Here's the truth. As we age, our bodies gradually lose the ability to regulate internal temperature. In cold weather, your blood vessels constrict to conserve heat, which leads to a sudden rise in blood pressure. If your arteries are already stiff or narrowed from age or plaque buildup, this can severely stress your heart. On the flip side, in hot weather, blood vessels dilate. Your heart must pump faster to cool your body down, while at the same time you're losing fluids through sweat, often before you even feel thirsty. That rapid dehydration can thicken your blood and raise your heart rate to dangerous levels, silently inching you closer to a cardiac event. It doesn't take much. I've treated patients who simply walked to the mailbox on a 95-degree day and felt dizzy halfway back. Others went for a short stroll in winter without realizing their heart was laboring harder just to circulate blood through constricted vessels. These aren't rare cases. They're red flags waving across communities, silently warning, but rarely heard. The lesson is not to stop moving, but to move wisely. Choose indoor exercise options when the temperature swings to either extreme. Use your thermostat as a health tool, not just a comfort setting. Dress in layers in the cold, wear breathable clothing in the heat, and always drink water before, during, and after any activity, even if you don't feel thirsty. Remember, your heart is not invincible, and neither is your internal thermostat. But while temperature can quietly strain your heart from the outside, what happens inside your body when you move too quickly, when your balance, coordination, and blood flow can't keep up, can lead to the most sudden and devastating consequences of all. What I'm about to tell you next could save you from a fall that changes your life forever. Let's talk about it. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Jumping, rapid movements, and sudden direction changes. The hidden chaos inside an aging body. There's something about fast movement that feels powerful, like we're refusing to let age slow us down. I've seen countless seniors join community aerobics, mimic online routines filled with jumping jacks and quick twists, trying to keep pace with the energy of youth. And at first glance, it seems harmless, even admirable. But what many don't realize is that after 60, these sudden jarring movements can turn the body into a battlefield where the heart, joints, and balance all fight to keep up and often lose. As we grow older, our bodies change in quiet but profound ways. The nervous system responds more slowly, reflexes diminish, arteries stiffen, and the heart's ability to adapt to abrupt changes in motion weakens. A simple jump or twist that felt effortless decades ago now creates a perfect storm. A sudden spike in blood pressure, increased heart rate, unstable oxygen delivery, and disorientation that can lead to dizziness or even falls. These aren't just clumsy moments, they are critical warnings from a system that can no longer absorb shock like it used to. I've spoken to patients who couldn't understand why they felt so drained after an exercise class, or why they suddenly lost their footing, stepping sideways or turning too quickly. One man, healthy, active, and proud, collapsed during a routine workout after a series of jumps. There was no warning, no chest pain, no obvious red flag until he hit the floor. We later found a combination of blood pressure fluctuation and an irregular heartbeat brought on by the very movements he believed were keeping him strong. What's most heartbreaking is that these seniors aren't lazy, they're doing their best. But speed, shock, and sudden direction are no longer your allies. Real strength now lies in control, stability, and gentleness. Exercises like Tai Chi, water aerobics, or slow stretching might seem less exciting, but they build deeper, safer resilience in a body that deserves to be protected, not punished. But even if you've chosen gentle movements, there's another danger that hides in plain sight. Not in the way you move, but when you choose to move. You may think a quick workout before bed helps you sleep better. The truth might shock you and your heart. Let's talk about it. 5. Exercising too late at night, when good intentions rob your heart of its deepest healing. For many older adults, the evening is the first quiet moment of the day. The house settles, the noise fades, and it seems like the perfect time to move your body, maybe a short walk after dinner or a light routine before bed. After all, isn't any movement better than none? But here's what I've learned after decades in cardiology. Your heart doesn't just need exercise, it needs rest. And when you exercise too late at night, you may unknowingly be trading healing for harm. As we age, our circadian rhythm, the natural clock that tells our body when to wake, move, and rest, becomes more fragile. Late night activity, even if it's light, stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response that raises your heart rate, increases blood pressure, and releases stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These are not the conditions your heart needs to repair itself. Your body may feel tired, but your heart is still on high alert. I've had older patients come in complaining of insomnia, restless sleep, or waking up feeling like they hadn't rested at all. When I ask about their routines, I often hear, well, I walk after dinner, or I stretch before bed to relax. What they don't realize is that even mild physical activity too close to bedtime can disrupt the onset of deep sleep, especially when the heart is already under pressure from age-related changes like hardened arteries or borderline hypertension. Sleep isn't just rest, it's repair. It's the only time your heart gets a chance to truly recover from the strain of the day. When sleep is delayed or shallow, your heart suffers quietly but steadily. Over time, this pattern contributes to chronic inflammation, blood sugar imbalances, higher blood pressure, and even increased risk of arrhythmias, all from a habit that seems harmless, even responsible. That's why I urge seniors to move their exercise to the morning or early afternoon when your body is naturally more alert and your heart is primed for activity. Reserve the evenings for slowing down, for calming rituals that support heart recovery, not activation. Let your body transition into healing, not tension. But even as you begin to respect the timing of your movement, there's a deeper threat still, a quiet habit that has nothing to do with motion at all. In fact, it's what happens when you stop moving completely. And this final trap might be the most dangerous of them all. Let me explain why. 6. A message from my heart to yours. The quiet power of listening to your body. If you've made it this far, it tells me something important. You care. You're not just trying to live longer. You're trying to live wiser with clarity and peace. And that's why this message may be the most important of all. It's not a specific movement or mistake that threatens your heart. It's the habit of ignoring what your body is trying to tell you. As a cardiologist, I've lost count of how many seniors I've sat beside in hospital rooms who looked me in the eye and said the same haunting words. I didn't think it was a big deal. That moment after a dizzy spell, that breathlessness after going upstairs, that strange flutter in their chest they ignored for weeks. So often, it's not a dramatic event that brings people to the ER. It's a string of small signals that were brushed aside until one day the body couldn't compensate anymore. At this stage in life, the body doesn't whisper. It pleads. That tiredness after a short walk, that sudden heaviness in your chest when lifting groceries, that moment you feel just off. These aren't just quirks of aging. These are the early alarms of a heart asking for mercy. But we've been trained, especially here in America, to push through, to be tough, to not complain. And so we stay silent until it's too late. But here's what I want you to remember. There is no medal for ignoring pain. There is no glory in toughing it out if it costs you your health, your freedom, your life. The heart doesn't need you to be strong. It needs you to be present, to be aware, to treat your body not like a machine, but like a faithful partner that's carried you through decades of joy, grief, love, and loss. Every decision you make now, how you eat, how you move, how you rest, is either healing or harming your heart. And that means every choice matters. You don't need extreme workouts. You need consistency. You don't need to chase your youth. You need to honor your now. But there's one more risk we haven't talked about, one that hides not in the workouts you're doing, but in the one you're doing too often without realizing it. It's the habit most seniors fall into, and it might be the most damaging of all. Let me reveal what it is. 7. Doing nothing at all. The silent danger of inactivity that slowly breaks your heart. This may come as a surprise, but one of the most dangerous exercises for your heart isn't a workout at all. It's the absence of one. Doing nothing. Remaining sedentary. Day after day of stillness, where movement is minimal and the body grows quiet, not from peace, but from disuse. And for older adults, this quiet can become deadly. Many seniors fall into this pattern not out of laziness, but from fear. Maybe you had a fall. Maybe your knees hurt.
Maybe the thought of getting winded scares you. I understand. But what begins as caution too often becomes a lifestyle of avoidance. And over time, the heart begins to pay a steep price. You see, the human heart, especially in your later years, thrives on circulation, on movement, on rhythm. When you're inactive, your circulation slows, your lungs don't fully expand, your blood pressure begins to rise, muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and the heart, lacking stimulation, starts to lose its natural conditioning. The medical truth is this: prolonged inactivity leads to deconditioning of the cardiovascular system, weakening the very muscles and vessels that protect your life. It increases your risk of blood clots, congestive heart failure, insulin resistance, and cognitive decline. And worst of all, the longer you stay still, the harder it becomes to start again. Your body begins to forget how to move. I've seen vibrant seniors lose their independence, not because of disease, but because they stopped moving, and slowly everything else followed. Their world became smaller, their energy waned, their confidence vanished. It's a slippery slope, and once you're on it, the climb back up can feel impossible. But here's what I want you to know: it's never too late to begin again. You don't need to run a marathon. You just need to walk around your living room. Stand up during commercials. Stretch your arms while you boil the kettle. 10 minutes today can become 15 tomorrow. The goal is not intensity, it's consistency. Your heart doesn't need perfection, it needs motion. Inactivity may feel safe, but in truth, it is a silent thief, slowly stealing strength, vitality, and life. Don't let stillness become your routine. Let movement, no matter how small, become your medicine. And now, if you've stayed with me through all 7 of these warnings, there's something even more important I want to leave you with. Because beyond all the advice and science, there's a deeper truth that could transform how you approach every day from this moment forward. Let me share it with you.
Protecting the heart that has protected you. After a lifetime of love, loss, effort, and endurance, your heart has carried you through more than you can probably measure. It has beaten for you through joy and through heartbreak, through long nights and early mornings, through the birth of children, the passing of loved ones, through every step and every breath. But now, as you reach your 60s, 70s, and beyond, your heart doesn't just need to keep going. It needs you to start protecting it the way it has protected you all these years. The exercises we've talked about, heat workouts, heavy lifting, rapid movement, exercising in extreme temperatures, and even working out too late at night, aren't wrong by nature. In fact, they can be excellent for younger, healthier bodies. But that's the key. Your body is no longer the same. And that's not something to fear or feel ashamed of. That's something to honor. Aging is not a weakness, it is wisdom earned, experience accumulated, and survival proven. What matters now is not how hard you push, but how smart you move. What matters is not how fast your heart can beat, but how peacefully it can rest. This phase of life isn't about rebellion against age, it's about living in harmony with it. That means choosing movement that strengthens without straining, exercise that builds balance instead of risking injury, habits that support sleep, not interrupt it, and most of all, listening when your body speaks in whispers, in warnings, in signals we so often ignore. And perhaps the most dangerous of all isn't the exercises you're doing, it's the belief that doing nothing is safer. Let me be clear: inactivity is not a neutral state, it's a slow surrender of everything you've worked so hard to maintain. A sedentary life shortens the years you still have ahead of you, quietly and cruelly. And yet, the solution doesn't have to be extreme. It can be as simple as walking each day, breathing with intention, or gently stretching your limbs in the morning sun. So today, I'm not asking you to give more. I'm asking you to give better. Give your heart the attention it's quietly begged for. Give your body the kindness it has earned. Let go of the belief that pain equals progress or that youth is the only measure of strength. Real courage at this age is found in slowing down, not speeding up, in consistency over intensity, in choosing healing over habit. You are not too old. It is not too late. And every step you take, thoughtfully, gently, and with care, adds not just more years to your life, but more life to your years. Start today. Your heart is ready. Are you? These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.